Welcome to Crochet ADHD. I'm your host, Jackie. If this is your first time visiting my channel, welcome. You're a one-hit wonder. I'm glad you're here. If you are a repeat offender, a member of the GlamFam. Y'all, I came to this realization, probably subconsciously many years ago, but I think for the most part, those of us who grew up in the 70s and 80s, we still have like some sort of connection to our childhood because if you think about it, we were always kind of told not to grow up. Between the Flintstones, vitamins, and Toys R Us, so that is why I am so attuned to my inner child, is what I'm going to tell my therapist when I see him next. It is the September LP, a wrap-up of everything that I did. The things that are... it was everything that happened in September, good, bad, and ugly. This is my voice. I'm getting better. Whatever this is, plus just the fatigue, the Fiber Festival, and all of that. Let me say that when you do have chronic illness, it's funny because when you are feeling good, you forget that you're sick. So you tend to overdo it, and then it takes you a little while to recover, and that's kind of where I'm at. Let's start with finished objects. My first finished object that I'm going to talk about is the project that went from being here in the planning to here in the pattern searching to here in the final project. This is my, was it Caravan to Rhinebeck cowl entry. I had intended to make a sweater, and then I thought, no, I'll make it a vest because I wanted to also participate in Marquita's Vestember make-along. And for the Rhinebeck make-along, you didn't have to make a sweater. You know, it's kind of like traditional that people make sweaters, but it could have been any project that you wanted to make and would wear to Rhinebeck if you were going or whatever. So sweater to vest to the final project, a cowl. So let me tell you about the cowl. First of all, I did use the stitch count for what would have been the front part of a vest. And then the original pattern is just all one color, but I wanted to try my hand at color work. And I got this pattern, this color work pattern. It's a free download. I'll put the information here. I can't remember what it is. And I really enjoyed the color work portion of this. This is Tunisian knit, and the yarn I used is YARNVIP 44th Street. This color is camel, and the green is, I want to say it's olive. And it's got like a nice, I can't really see. It's definitely got some halo on it. It's really soft. It is 100% acrylic. And I made it flat. And let me show you my seam. I have not blocked it again. I blocked it flat and then I seamed it, but I haven't blocked it again. But my seaming is getting better. Woo! I feel like with blocking, it'll flatten out and it will be practically invisible. So those are all the great things about my cowl. The bad news, it does not fit. I got big thoughts, big thoughts. And This just does not cover it. It is so pretty. I love this color work, and I absolutely want to do more. Isn't that just, oh my gosh, so pretty. All right, that's project number 1, my September calendar inspiration. That has some stories too. It was going to be a shawl, blah, 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 blah. I made a scarf. It is small, short, simple. This is the pink, I think it's called the Pink Lady scarf. It was in an issue of Interweave Crochet from years and years and years ago. This is like my favorite shawl pattern. The yarn is Knit Picks, wordy word, Knit Picks something. Alpaca. I'll put it right here because I can't think of what it is. This is only one skein, and it was deep, deep stash diving. It's really pretty. It has been blocked, so it's not very long at all, but I figure I could possibly maybe not. Maybe. All right. That was project number 2. Project number 3. Okay, this one is happy, sad. Before I go on any further, Miss Hetty, she is wearing a shawl. It was a shawl that I crocheted for, it was a test, and it's called, oh, what is it? Oh my goodness, I can't remember. I'll put it right here. The yarn is Wonderland Yarns, and the colorway is called City Lights. Hold on. City Lights Reflecting on Wet Pavement. I think that's exactly what it's called. It's all black, and it's just got these pops of color, and they kind of look very 1980s. So I love it, and she's cute. She's just a little bit of something that, you know, if you just need a little pop of color, and it doesn't matter what color you might need a pop of, because she's got quite a few of them in there. So there's that. So y'all remember that I did the unboxing, the countdown to summer, with all of the yarns that I had gotten from a Louisiana dyer. Her name is Micah, and she owns Fleur de Stitched yarn. I think it's Fleur de Stitched Fiber Company, and she's out of Baton Rouge. The sad part of this is this was a project that I started working on while I needed something to keep my hands busy, so I searched for a stupid easy shawl pattern, because you know shawls are my comfort, and I found this pattern. I cannot for the life of me remember the name of it, so I apologize to anybody that's going to want to know. I've been searching for it ever since, but so far I have not been able to find it. Anyway, I started working it up, and I started using the minis, and about the 3rd row in, I was like, this looks like granny squares. So it is actually a granny square shawl. Once I realized it didn't matter, because it was so easy. It was absolutely what I needed. And I made this thing in about a week, roughly, but I wasn't working on it monogamously. Here she is. She's huge. She's huge. It gave me absolutely what I needed when I needed it. When I blocked it, some of the dyes bled, and bled a lot. Like the water turned this blue-green color, and I immediately poured it out and then, refilled it with some more water, and then the water was all green. So there is I'm going to say it's a wash over all of the colors. Like right here, this is the purple and gold. So purple and gold there. And this is what it looked like in the skein. So you see how it's got this wash. And at first, I was beyond devastated, again, because this was supposed to bring me comfort in my time of need. And when all of that happened, I was just like, I was gutted, right? I was just absolutely gutted. And my husband's like,
you know what? I think I like it like that because some of the colors, when we were opening them all, they didn't all look like they were going to go happily together.
So the wash over it kind of gave it a different personality. So now there was a greater appreciation. And I wore it all Saturday at the festival. And can I just say, this girl got so many compliments. So many compliments. And I was walking around and I was filming and I cut off right before this conversation took place. But as I was walking around filming the different booths, a woman said, okay, she had just taken a Granny Square class that morning. And she said, I saw your shawl and I'm here getting some minis so that I can make your shawl, because I like, whatever. And I was just like,
oh my goodness, really?
So y'all, that just like made my day. That was the coolest thing ever. And now I want to find this pattern again because I want to make more of these.
What?
I know, I hate granny squares, but I feel like it's kind of like when I use my scraps to make a blanket, it is one continuous granny square. So it's not, not the individuals, because those are the ones that I can't hang with. But this, I'm picturing it like in all one color, or even like, what do you call it? Variegated. This would be gorgeous. And this was 18 skeins. I have to weigh it, and maybe I'll weigh it, and editing Jackie can put that on the screen and we can see exactly how much she weighs. But oh my goodness, she is such happiness for me. She did what she was supposed to do, and even more, even with the colors doing what they did, it still makes me happy. So this is my Louisiana shawl, aka the Phoebe shawl. I think that's it for finished objects. Now, the whips. The purple yarns, the beautiful array of purple yarns. It started out as one thing. Then it became something else. Then it became something else. And then inevitably it kind of went back to the first thing. So I'll just show you where she's at right now, because she's had many, many lives. So here she is. Okay, it's funny. Oh, all right. When I last showed you, that's right. She was the sagebrush tank. Yeah. I was almost finished with that. Anyway, on here you can see the striping of the different colors, but it's not so noticeable like in person. So what I did, each of the colors was assigned a letter, and then I put a letter on a stitch marker so that I could keep it all straight. So it started with A, and then there's a couple of rows of the variegated, B, variegated, C, variegated. Again, not with any like there's not a stripe pattern per se. It's just, you know, however much I feel like doing. So from a tank top to what could have been a sweater, to a shawl, to a different shawl, to a tee, but a different tee, to a shawl, to this. I almost frogged it again like 2 days ago, but instead I just did some tailoring around the armholes, and I'm just gonna keep going. Just keep going. So maybe when you see it again, it will be finished. It's so soft. If y'all haven't tried Wonderland Yarns, just get a skein. Just get one skein if you're not, you know, certain, but their yarn it's got some extra, I'm telling you, there's some spring or some kind of, you know, flubber. Maybe it's flubber yarn. Because it's just so bouncy, and you want to have it close to you all the time. And this one is the sport weight. So I've used the fingering weight in a shawl. Yes, a shawl. I did the DK weight, my Walking on Sunshine tee, and that's the DK, and then this sport, and they're all just boingy, 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 boingy. They're amazing. Just amazing. Whip number 2 is not really a whip yet. It is this. Okay, this yarn is called Knit Picks Static in the colorway Paradise. And I'm using this for my October inspiration. As I showed you, I did the calendar flip. The colors also go with Judy's Creations in Crochet October colorway as well. Because the flowers are called, why can't I remember the name of the flower? Is it marigold? I think it's marigold. Yeah, I think that's right. Supposedly, this is the pattern that I'm going to be using. Huh? Oh, I don't even say the name of it. This is the Fresh Snow Shawl by ARV Crochet. I've had this pattern for two years, maybe 2. And I've tried to make it several times. And I have only ever gotten as far as row 54, I think. And here's something that I have to do that I don't know if it's the ADHD thing or not, but it's very helpful. So like in a pattern where it says to, I'm going to fold this down so it's not, you know, whatever. Okay. But it says like from row 7 to 16, repeat row 6. So you have to do this row repeat so many times. So I made this little box with the number of times I had to repeat, and then I would, you know, do a tally mark for each repeat so I could keep up. And I do that for the whole pattern. So I go through, read, and make little boxes for every time that there's repeats. It helps me keep up with where I'm going. And that is all the whips. Next, the future. The only real future plan, something that just hit me literally one day while I was minding my own business, because I was thinking about next year inspiration calendar. Do I still want to stick with shawls, or do I want to do something different? And I said, you know what? I want to try to do something different. And I thought, what if I made something that at the end of the year can be put together into something else? I know what you're thinking. No, not necessarily. Okay, so every month I think I'm going to make 2 squares that are you know, that I'm pulling inspiration out of my calendar, and there will be 12 by 12 squares. At the end of the year, I will have 24 squares to put together. And if you would like to join me, you can use, again, the same calendars that I will be using, so the same colors. We can do this the whole year round, or the whole year through. This is knit or crochet, and it is called Hip to Be Square. Wow! Right? Like, I didn't even try for that one, right? I didn't. How could you not? So Hip to Be Square Make Along. It starts January 1st and it'll end December 31st. At the end of December, so December 31st, you do not have to have your full blanket together. That's not what I'm saying at all. You just have to have all of your squares done. I think 12 by 12 is good because if you have, let's see, 4, 5, 6 rows of, no, 4 rows of 6, 4 by, I'll get back to you on that. Wait, 4 times, that's 48 by 72. I feel like that's actually like a lapgan, so that's a pretty good size, and it's an easy way to make it, because, you know, when I think about blankets, I think about May, June, July, August, and September, and nobody wants to have that kind of stuff on their lap in May through September. So yeah, that's what we'll do. 2 squares per month, 12 inches, and then at the end of the year, you can put it all together. And maybe January 1, we can have a live let's put our squares together kind of thing for 2025. That's pretty cool. It's a thought. I will definitely take in some suggestions if y'all have some kind of input, because, you know, these are ideas that kind of leap in my head, and I appreciate those of you who jump on my crazy bandwagons. That makes me very happy. Okay, my thoughts are kind of all right. Stuff I got. So for the month of September, not counting Fiberfest, I only got yarn once. And who can I blame for this one? Okay, so it was this girl. It was this lady that was talking to this other lady, and I was sort of not eavesdropping because it was in print. It was in a forum, but I was watching, and they were talking about the Stephen West mystery make-along. And, you know, I don't Stephen West, I don't knit, I don't mystery, but they were showing all of these different gradients, because that's like the theme for the make-along this year. And she said, look at this. And, you know, he put together all of these different gradients with different yarn brands. And one of the yarn brands that he did was Holst. So I clicked on the link and I looked at the price on his website, and I was like, shudder, 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 no. So this person also said, hey, I'm going to use the Holst colors, but I'm buying them directly from Holst. I'm like, that's so smart. So whatever happened, when she could put stuff in her cart, it accidentally leaped into my cart. And the next thing you know, I got a package on my doorstep. Are y'all buying that? Because that's kind of what I'm hoping to tell my husband. Okay. So, you know, when you go shopping at Holst, you can't buy just one thing, because why? All right. So yeah, you can, like, if you buy, what do you call them? The spools? Are they spools? You know, the big, I think they're spools, but I don't buy spools. I like to buy the little cakes. Not for any reason yet. There will probably be cones that show up at some point. But until that happens, first of all, you have to get a sampler pack, because why not? So here's my sampler pack. There. Hopefully there's not a... I'm trying to turn off the glare. Wait a minute.
Oh my God.
Whoa. Maybe? Okay. So the sampler packs are a minimum of 200 grams of basically scraps. And the scraps can run from, you know, something small like this. And one scrap that I got in a pack was, let's see, their skeins are, what are they? These are 50 grams. Yeah, 50 grams. And one of the scraps that I got was like 48 grams. This is the Holst Coast, which is 55% wool and 45% cotton. I feel like it's my favorite Holst blend. And this is just like their browns and something colorways. Okay, so here's what happened, right? This color, the colors that I was forced to buy are these, right here. You know who I blame for this? This right here, that girl that I was telling you about, her name is Millicent Roberts. Now this woman is 64 years old. Why in the world does she have this much influence over me? I have resisted it for so long, but then she made a little movie, and then all of a sudden, I'm like, hi Barbie. So here I am with pink. Luscious, beautiful, gradient pink. Why, Millicent? Why? So pretty. So pretty. So I got 2 of each of those. And then after that, I don't know what happened. But now we end up with 2 of these, which are the Holst Coast. I don't know what I was thinking with these. Okay, so then I placed that order, right? And then like 2 hours later, I said, oh my gosh, I forgot I was going to get some yarn for my Doctor Who make-along project. In case you didn't know this, if you order and then you place another order within 2 hours, if you contact them and say, hey, I'd like to combine these 2 orders, they will do it for you and not charge you extra shipping. Crazy, right? Crazy. Crazy genius is what it is. So I went back and what did I get? I got 3 balls each of these 2 colors. And this is my TARDIS. Oh, look at that. And this one is Coast, right? Yeah, this one is Coast. Look how beautiful that is. And this one is Tides, which is 70% wool. If you would like to stick around and become a member of the GlamFam, please like this video, but also hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to rock that notification bell. Until next time, I've been Jackie.